Halito Tribe, it's your boy Chief Cali checking in. I am the host of the docuseries Our Story, 1968 Indian Civil Rights. If you haven't seen the docuseries, you can definitely check that out on YouTube. It's called Our Story, 1968 Indian Civil Rights. We just finished season 1 and we're moving into season 2, which will be coming hopefully this Father's Day, 2024. So check this out. In this video here, I would like to ask the question to all the people who like to disrespect the American Indians of North America, the original American Indians of North America, the reclassified American Indians of North America. I would like to ask all the pro-blacks, all the pan-Africans, how real is your African pride when your African pride only comes from America? How real is it? How serious is it? What's your next step when it comes to your African pride? There's a whole lot of African pride that goes on from the land of America. How real is your African pride when you won't take your African pride back home to Africa? Let's talk about it.
Oh yeah, I'm ready when you ready. Just turn my headphones up a little bit and we can go. Let's get it. North, west, south, east. Hey, call the state your name, you online with the G. North, west, south, east. Where you from? What's on your mind? What you know? What you think? North, west, south. Hey, it's all good on some things. We'll just agree to disagree. North, west, south, east. Oh yeah, you're in the circle with the chief with true speech. Huh? What's on your mind? Hey, let's talk about it. What's going down in your town? Hey, let's talk about it. Rep your city, state, and side when we talk about it. Truthfully speaking, it's where everybody talking about it. Yeah, we worldwide when they talk about us. Inspiring, changing lives when they talk about us. Special guests, open panels, all type of topics, changing information, free your mind, iron sharpen iron. Yeah, we online with the check-in. You better know we outside with the check-in. Man, we going worldwide with the check-in. Like, share, subscribe when the Chiefs about to check in. Yeah, it's going down. Check in. Sharing knowledge of the mind when we check in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. You check in, hit the bell, get notified when the Chiefs about to check in. Yeah, this is how it's going down, man. This is the new wave of internet radio and podcasting. Yeah, truthfully speaking, Chief Cali. Yeah, check in. One time for your host checking in. The one and only Chief Cali.
I think it's really weird that these dudes and these people get up every day, and they make lives disrespecting the reclassified American Indian Negro of North America. They make videos every day trying to tell us who we're not on this land. I don't see the benefit of debating with them from America. I don't see the benefit of allowing them to question us about our American heritage, and they can't tell you anything about their African heritage. How real is your African pride sitting over here in America, talking to me from America? I don't understand why y'all debate with these people. It don't make sense. You got people like Dr. Umar, Sinetta them. You got all these so-called pan-Africans that got all this African pride, yet they do it from America. Ain't none of them making no moves to go home and help their people, and they people got problems at home.
Growing up, the reason we move here is because we don't have it better back home. Like for me, I'm the first person ever in my family in America. Everybody else is back home. Everybody's depending on me. All of them, my mom, she's dying to come here. Like, she's willing to do anything just for her to be in America. So for me, when I look at those like little things, I'm like, yeah, American dream is for everybody, you know? Like, yeah, we might not have the same opportunity as the white people, but there's still that little chance that a lot of us back home are willing to take just to get here.
They don't even know which side to help over there. because there are countries over there warring with each other. How do you even know who your people was? And I don't get this. They claim they was taken from West Africa. I don't know how this could be when in 1805, West Africa wasn't even populated. And we skip all over. They had the American Colonization Society, which was taking indigenous people from America to Liberia. They were taking them to Liberia. So when you hear a person ask the question, a Pan-African ask the question to say, well, how come y'all look more like the West Africans today more than y'all look like the Native Americans? Because we ain't the Native Americans, nigga. That's what we keep trying to tell y'all.
Let me specify before y'all go off. And all I would say is, okay, let's not say we don't know. If I don't know, I would say that you and your phenotype and every single one of the Aboriginals who have come on here look more like the West Africans today, the ones that are over there in Ghana today, than they do of the Native Americans who live on the reservations today. So all I'm saying is, how can we get
I'm the Negro that lived on
these niggas be so confused. They be so confused.
And that.
It's because we ain't the Native Americans, nigga. That's what we keep trying to tell y'all. And they took us, we keep telling y'all they took us into Africa, not out of Africa.
Frederick Douglass, in his own paper on January 22nd, 1852, Frederick Douglass had his own section in the paper called the Colonization Scheme, and to where he said, there is no sentiment more universally entertained nor more firmly held by the free colored people of the United States than that this is their own, their native land, and that here, for good or for evil, their destiny is to be wrought out. Why was he saying their destiny is to be wrought out? He was referring to a man named Robert Finley in 1816 who started something called the American Colonization Society, and where they was trying to push the indigenous Black Americans to West Africa. They wanted us to go there willingly. They also started something called the Universal Negro Improvement Association, where they wanted to try to force all of the so-called African Americans who are actually indigenous Americans. They wanted to force us to willingly go to Liberia and set up Liberia. In fact, indigenous Americans founded Liberia, okay? So Frederick Douglass has always known he himself is indigenous. You can Google that. There's also an article with Frederick Douglass called The Folly of Colonization, into which he said, it is the proposition to colonize the colored people of America in Africa or somewhere else. Happily, this scheme will be defeated, both by its impolicy and its impracticability. It is all nonsense to talk about the removal of 8 million of the American people from their homes in America to Africa. Why did he say that? Why didn't he say Africans moving back home to Africa? Because Frederick Douglass understood that the people you call African Americans are in fact the original indigenous people of America.
Okay, so when y'all talk about they took us from West Africa and brought us to the Americas, which Americas? Y'all do all this, I'm African, can't tell us which African, y'all just say African. Don't give us no type of, no type of what African, what tribe, but yeah, y'all got more questions for us. Man, we don't respect that, and all that Africa glorification from America. Man, we don't respect it, man. Y'all take that shit over to Africa. Take that shit to them jungles. Go over there where them warlords is at. They don't like y'all over there.
But it's the truth. So African Americans and Africans have always had friction, you know what I'm saying? But Africans, and I know some Africans are gonna probably be like, I don't like this. Man, whatever.
People were upset over this clip. This clip started to go viral on Twitter.
Why are they getting upset at that? First of all, it's the truth. Africans come to America, and there's a lot of my African American friends say, man, a lot of Africans are really mean towards us. They're really nasty towards us because they feel they're better towards us.
In this video, we'll look at why some African Americans end up returning to the US after making the move to Africa. We found that there are 4 main reasons. Keep watching until the end, as reason number 4 will surprise you. First up, no jobs.
Don't come to Africa look for no job. You're not gonna find it. Don't come to Africa and be talking about you want government assistance. They don't have it. Don't come to Africa and you don't have no food and you want to go to the free food bank like they got out here. They don't got a free food bank. Don't come over here and look for child support. They don't got child support. Don't come over here and get pregnant, nigga, and you need help with your baby. You gonna be over there with the poor ladies with a baby. You might have to have your baby on the corner somewhere. They just don't have that. They don't have it. I told y'all, I warned y'all.
Many African Americans hold the misconception that when they arrive in whichever African country they move to that they'll be able to easily get a job.
After the nostalgia is over, there's still the administrative stuff to take care of, right? You still have to understand the system. You still have to have money being generated, right? And you got some people that want to go to Africa and get a job, right? And unfortunately, at this moment in time, unless you have some sort of high-skilled discipline that is necessary and is lacking in some of these African countries, you going there to get a job might just be a dead mission.
This is wild. So you leave America to go to Africa and like, hey, I'm going back to the motherland. And then you get there, you're like, fuck this shit, I'm going back. That is wild. First off, I ain't never leaving. I ain't never leaving. I've talked about this before. I don't give a fuck how much Americans love to shit on our country and be like, oh, it's so terrible here. Oh my God, it's so horrible. Shootings, racism, blah, blah, blah. Every country got their shit, okay? Every country has its issues, its cons. But I prefer our cons. We have a lot of privileges here living in America. This is coming from someone who has been to a lot of countries. I've lost count at this point, but I'm pretty sure I've been to like over 30 countries at this point, and I would not live anywhere else. I love to live here. So, me personally, I ain't leaving. But sure, if y'all want to leave because y'all think the grass is greener on the other side, you get there and then you get a rude awakening.
Unlike the U.S., jobs in most African countries are scarce, with unemployment rates sometimes being as high as 50%. Western world conveniences. A lot of the diaspora often fail to recognize how cushy their lifestyles are in the West. Only when arriving in Africa do they realize what they've taken for granted. Simple examples include basic road infrastructure with sidewalks. A lot of African countries may have tarred roads, but often don't have sidewalks. This means that walking from A to B often isn't an option. So you find yourself driving or taking taxis everywhere. Another example is online shopping. In the US, one can buy an item on Amazon using one-click checkout and it'll be with you later that day. E-commerce may well exist in Africa, but getting an item delivered to you may not be possible. This is because many parts of Africa don't have traditional addresses. The houses don't have names or numbers, and street names often don't exist. As a result, people often have to revert to providing landmark references such as the yellow house opposite the post office next to the park.
I wanted to make one point also. It's like, and that's getting back to food or things you purchase. I'm noticing this is what I did in the States. When I got, like, we drink almond milk or certain dairy products or certain things, I was used to them lasting, once I opened them, like 9 days. Well, it's different here with the product we got. It lasts maybe 5. It says it on the carton just like it does in the States. But those are the things you have to look into, because when I first got here and I got the almond milk, I didn't think about it. I just started keeping it for the amount of days I was used to. And I said, oh, I need to read this and see what it says. I'm realizing it's the less amount of days. And so those are the things you have to look at too. Things that maybe you were used to getting of certain products that maybe had an expiration date different in the States. It may be different here. So just little.
For some folks, not having these Western conveniences is more important than they realized, and before long they start to miss the comforts of American living and end up moving back. Culture. African Americans often erroneously believe that when they move to Africa, they'll fit right into the culture like a hand in a glove. This is very rarely the case. Although their ancestors may hail from the African country they have moved to, being so many generations removed from this country means that culturally they have very little in common with these people. Don't be expecting grits and deep fried chicken in Ghana. There aren't going to be any gospel singers in Senegal. Many people in Africa have never heard of Steve Harvey and don't care. The ones who try and adapt can sometimes make it work, But culture is a complex thing which is hard to articulate into words. It's also a feeling, and sometimes that feeling for African Americans in Africa just isn't there.
Here in America, you have selected different types of foods. If you want Mexican, if you want Italian, if you want Jamaican, if you want all of these different types of foods, when you get to Africa, those areas who have that, if they have that, are going to be tremendously high to eat at.
Lack of choice. America is perhaps more the land of plenty than the land of the free. You never have a lack of choice when making a decision in America. If you want to book a flight from New York to Los Angeles, you can choose from more than 6 different airlines. In most African countries, you may only have one airline to choose from. If you want to furnish a house or apartment, you have a cornucopia of choice when it comes to sofas, rugs, and tables and chairs. In Africa, this choice will most certainly be more limited. The lack of choice makes things more one-dimensional and also will invariably mean that prices on goods and services will be greater.
Then you want to go ahead and buy the items that you're so used to, whether it's dishwashing liquid, whether it is clothing, whether it is, whether it's cleaning items, whether it is, the food, or whether any item that's got to be imported in, it is going to be a task on your pockets.
All in all, every country has its pros and cons. Through trial and error, many African Americans have found a new home in Africa. For some who have moved over there more flippantly, African living has often not met their expectations and they've ended up moving back to the States. The moral of this video is to do your homework and plan effectively before deciding to up and leave the US for Africa.
So the number one reason why I left Tanzania is because I was getting scammed numerous times.
I think a misconception a lot of people have is that we are coming home. A lot of African Americans, I feel, in my opinion, as I say, and Black British and Black Europeans, get disappointed because the local Tanzanian population still perceive us as foreigners.
Based on what we experienced, then I became very, very, very untrusting. My experience became more of an experience of prejudice and discrimination. I know you're probably like, how? And it's like I went from one experience of prejudice and discrimination to another. The difference is that it wasn't based on color, it's more based on culture.
Match up.
My first expectation on going there was to feel like this warm welcome, like I was gonna go in the airport or people recognize me as American or Black American, and just, I thought I was gonna get welcome home or welcome to the motherland. Like I was imagining how people said they were received when I think Ghana did the year of the return.
Okay.
But that didn't happen.
Right.
So I didn't feel like that warm welcome. And then when I talked to people about it, they just said that, they just don't know too much about what it means to be Black in America, and that we don't know where we're from. They're oblivious to that. So they just look at me as another African person in South Africa visiting.
Now, speaking about the First Lady on how she was getting scammed is something that I don't even think it's more of Black Americans. This is something that Africans do. This is what Ugandans do. The moment they hear that you are from abroad, they don't want to know if you are Ugandan, who is born in America or Europe, whatever. As long as you look different and you seem different, these people are gonna high up the prices, and it's crazy. Like, it happens to me a lot because when I go to places, people assume I don't know the local language. I don't know, maybe because I look Sudanese. So I also try to understand my fellow people. Like when I go to shops and I don't speak at first, they always assume I don't know how to speak the language, the local language, and they price up the stuff. They literally change prices for me, like me. And so imagine for a person coming from the diaspora, it's gonna be hectic because for you, when you speak, at least for me, when I start speaking, they calm down. And then I also show them that I know the language and I speak the language, so they are like ashamed. Yeah, they get ashamed. They really get ashamed. And I like doing that just to show them that it's not okay to do that BS. It's ridiculous.
Go over there where they look at y'all as foreigners and talk that Africa, my brother bullshit. Cause when y'all go over there, most of y'all is coming right back over here with y'all spoiled asses. Cause that's how they look at y'all. Like y'all some spoiled crybabies over there in Africa.
The thing is, even though I want to disagree with you, I get where you're coming from. When I see black people talking about racism, all that stuff, I'm like, what is wrong with these people? You guys have food, you have EBT, all these things, and you're here shouting about somebody is racist too. Just leave that person and move on. I feel that way. Like, why are they always like complaining?
Shit, I'm really trying to wrap my head around how are Americans coming to Africa and being happy. I'm ready to go. And I always used to say, if it's up to me, it will be. And I'm going to go out to Africa and make shit happen. No, I don't want to. I want to take my businesses back to America. I want to open up shop back in America, open up my dentist office and all the stuff that I was going to do out here in America.
And we get all this bash from these fake ass woke people because they don't want to hear nothing bad about Africa. Y'all some bullshit. And half of y'all motherfuckers ain't never even left y'all city. Half of y'all sitting around here in the inner city where motherfuckers getting shot and stabbed every day, walking around acting like ain't nothing happening, but want to tell somebody not to talk bad about a country that you ain't never even visited. Go get your money right and then come out here and then put your shit on YouTube. A lot of y'all motherfuckers coming out here or not even out here by yourself because y'all ain't even invested enough money to come out here and do something like this. We've been saving up money and we've been planning on this for years now. We've been doing research and everything. We got 4 kids with us and 2 adults. None of this shit is cheap. None of this shit is cheap. So everybody want to sit right here from the comfortability of the American home talking about something. Don't be talking bad about Africa. You can't even afford to fucking leave your goddamn state. Stay the fuck off our YouTube page.
I was basically telling everybody what they will experience when they come to the motherland. So for the people who need to study or research, or for the people who looking to find some people abroad that they need to ask questions and talk to about what they need to do when they get here, we basically telling them, and we keeping it raw and unfiltered, uncut. So you have everybody talking about, oh, the motherland is beautiful. It is a beautiful place, but you gotta know reality when you get here. Reality has to set in. So I'm basically telling them, look, when you come here, don't think it's gonna be a parade for you, because it's not. Don't think that it's going to be snacks and it's going to be the same thing in America, because it's not. That electricity that you used to being on all day, it's not going to be none of that. I already knew that the electricity gets cut off all the time. I see the Bag family. I see our Kathy. I see all of them experiencing electrical outages. I already had set forth and looked up some places where when I get here, I can buy solar panels for my house, because I knew the electricity wasn't going to be good. I already knew all this stuff. I was just telling people because it's people out here that don't know. And so you need to know. So I'm telling you, get ready, because it's going to get rough. It's not easy. And yes, I am in Accra, and I knew that Accra was the most expensive place, and I knew it was the most developed as well. I wanted to be in a developed place. But at the end of the day, don't shit me. I always used to say, get me, don't shit me. Don't have me come all the way out here, and because you see I'm American, which you don't even know that I'm a Ghanaian too, but okay, I'm going to give you that I'm American because of my accent. So don't have me come all the way to Africa and say a house is $400,000, but you tell me it's $700,000 because you feel as though I'm rich. Everybody I've ever talked to looked at me like I was dollar signs. As soon as they see me, it's money, money, money. I can tell you 15 stories right now since we've been in Africa where people try to overcharge us and overprice us, and I'm on their ass. So for the people who say, oh, she's over there getting scammed, I didn't get scammed. Now, one time I told y'all the experiences how they tried to scam me. They tried to scam me, and I was in they meat deep in their ass. And so for the people who say, oh, Africa's not weak, it's not for weak people. Let me tell you something. All Africans are weak. I got a fucking African father who's weak as fuck. I know all Africans are weak. They aren't built like us.
As far as I am concerned, I did what was right for me and what was best for me. It didn't matter what anyone had to say to me.
Now, what I find to be very crazy is you got these so-called pan-Africans, or American Africans is what they really are, American wannabe Africans is what they really are. They spend every day online making videos after videos after videos, telling us who we're not on this land, when they can't even trace their people back to Africa, because the white man told them that their history was erased. The white man told them that. Now they do all this complaining about the white man's history, yet the white man told them that their history was wiped away. The white man told them that they came from West Africa. Here's what baffles me. They love to say I'm African, but they can never tell you what type of African they are. They can't tell you what African they are. They say African as if Africa is not a continent full of different countries with different cultures of people. You know, that's like saying I'm American. What American? What American are you? There's 3 different Americans. You feel what I'm saying? You have North American, you have Central America, and then you have South America. Like, what America are you? What American are you? What African are you? You get what I'm saying? I mean, there's different cultures and different people, and not all of them like each other. So, at what point do you take your fight to Africa? How many people do you need? How many people do you need? Because y'all like to push this we all African nonsense, because that's what the white man taught you.
Watch as this African scholar tells the truth. Watch this.
But many African Americans, you are the Native Americans. You're not even African Americans, you're Native Americans. They said they came in peace, but they actually came in war. And they are still warring us right until this day. So there are those beloveds of you who really don't feel any connection to Mama Africa. And this is just, a confirmation, a reassurance that America belongs to you.
So Africans know this history, but nobody else does? Come on, make it make sense.
I had a conversation with one of my African partners, right? And he told me, you know why African people look down on black people? I said, why? He said, because y'all are ignorant. Y'all don't know who y'all really are. Y'all go by false labels. Y'all think y'all are African, but y'all don't know what Africa looks like. You letting them compare you to us when we're not the same. We're from 2 different areas. So that made me think we're from 2 different areas. Then I did my research. 94 to 96% of all slaves from Africa were sent to South America or the Caribbean. So you telling me all these black folks is African in the States, but only around 4 to 8% actually came here from Africa? I'm gonna end it there.
You'll ignore your own family. You'll ignore exactly what went on this land. You can't even tell the difference between the so-called Black American, Negro, Indian versus the Native Americans. You can't even tell the difference, and you try to have an argument or a debate with us about who our family is on this land. Many of these Pan-Africans that I talk to, the crazy part is they'll all end up telling me about some Indian that they have in their family right here on this land, but they can never take me back. It ain't many of them that can take me back across the waters to their family. Their history usually stops right here on this land. It doesn't take you back to Africa. But they got so much to say about who we are on this land and who we're not. But at what point do you take your fight back home? At what point? Why didn't y'all go join ACON over there? If y'all got so much African pride, why y'all ain't go join ACON over there and help out with that scam on Africa that he had going on over there?
ACON had appeared that he was doing a good job, but it seems though that he is just like most who would want to use Africa only for his own benefit.
As if it couldn't get any worse, Akon City today is an utter ghost town. Last year, this picture went viral of one singular Minecraft concrete brick laid in the center of Akon City, showcasing an extreme lack of progress being made considering the fact that Akon said the city would be done by 2024. However, there is a little more than just this one stone. Today in 2024, you can see the first completed building, an extremely standard and non-futuristic building that they say is a recreational center. There's also another small, barely constructed building with a spiral staircase, which to be fair does look like a small version of what the original vision depicted. However, 99% of the land remains vacant with wild cattle grazing.
If y'all care so much about Africa, all this Africa pride from America, we don't respect it. It ain't respected. We don't care what you say about who we are and who we're not on this land. We said who we are, and we standing on that. You got bigger fish to fry. At what point, how many of y'all need to be said that y'all are African before y'all take y'all fight to Africa? Because right now, y'all sounding like Marcus Garvey. Y'all sounding like a nigga that ain't never been to Africa, ain't trying to go to Africa, but trying to send everybody else to Africa.
Son, if you bake donuts and I tell you to taste your own damn donut and you don't want to bite your shit, what make you think I'ma buy it, fool? You don't want to taste your own shit. These pan-Africans say it's so heavenly in Africa, but them niggas in Harlem arguing with a nigga about how good Africa is.
Y'all sound like some fans of Africa. Is what y'all sound like to me. A bunch of fans, Americans over here, oh, Africa, 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 Africa. When it's weird because the Africans are trying to get over here. The Africans don't even want to be in Africa. They're trying to get over here. But you ain't trying to go to Africa. You ain't trying to go home. We don't respect that Africa talk. If you talking about Africa, glorifying Africa, got all that Africa pride from America, we don't respect it.
They're not our brothers.
They are.
If you were born in America and have lived there for 300 years, you're no longer African. Those are Americans.
Take your Africa talk home. Talk to us from Africa.
When I went to Africa for the first time, it was the biggest shock of my life. Because I'm going back home. I couldn't wait. I'm going back home. I'm going to Africa for the first time.
Africa.
Oh man, yeah. And I went with a powerful delegation. I went to Nigeria. They checked into the hotel. And I said, I'll check in, I'll see y'all later. I'm going to find my people. I'm home. Them brothers look at me like I was crazy. They don't claim us, we claim them. They say, y'all, he called me a colored boy.
He said, the African call you?
A colored boy. And he said we would not allow them to treat us the way y'all allow them to treat y'all.
Go to them villages, go to them jungles over there and talk to us about Africa from Africa. Otherwise, you just sound like a cheerleader. You sound like a cheerleader.
Because I don't know what it is. Something about, this is just my theory, something about that black American accent. Hey man, fuck it. It's just a little weird. It's like African Americans go through hell, but everybody copies African Americans. Right. Everybody does. Black people are copied. All that K-pop is just nothing but fucking a new edition. It's all black shit everywhere. African American, I think the African American culture is the strongest culture on the planet, period. Because even Africans are going, yo, nigga, man, fuck all that shit, nigga. Really? You sound stupid, man. This nigga got a lot of nerve, man. I was just saying, though, my nigga. Shut up. The fuck out of here. Reality shows, these African reality shows. And she's like, shit, bitch not talking. Michael Blackson does it, but he's fucking around. Right. But there's people doing it. I see they got these reality shows, these African reality shows, and she's like, shit, that bitch, I know that bitch not talking to me like that. Really? What? They got Real Housewives of Africa. They got shit like that now. Nigeria got Nollywood and all that. Hell, it's the third largest movie. But they're acting like they're taking from African American shit. Right. You know, a lot of them are taking it. Some people may not agree, but it's facts. And it's like, why are you shitting on African? And every African is not shitting on African American. That's bullshit. Right. But it's like, it doesn't make sense. Right. Because African Americans are I mean, Africans are creative too, of course. Right. But African American, that culture is the coolest shit on the planet. Keep it 100.
Dr. Umar do all that talking about Africa this, Africa that, from America. Sinetta and his platform do all that Africa talk from America. These niggas ain't in America. These niggas ain't in Africa. We don't respect it. We don't respect it. What is the next step? Y'all push this everybody comes from Africa nonsense. How many people y'all need before y'all take the next step? What do you benefit being an African in America?
You pan-Africans always say it's cheaper to live over there. It's better to live over there. Your people over there. But guess what? But you ain't over there, you damn hypocrite. You glorifying this goddamn continent, but you don't live on it. Boy, you's a goddamn fool, son.
I don't think you benefit much being an African in America, nor do I think you benefit being an African in Africa, because the Africans are trying to come to America. You feel what I'm saying? So what is your fight? What is your fight? All this, we all from Africa and we need to go back to Africa and we need to go home. When y'all going home? When y'all going home? Y'all talk all that Africa pride. How real is your African pride? How real is it when you talking it from America? We don't respect it. At some point, that little slavery story gotta be examined. I mean, in 1805, West Africa was not even populated like that to bring all them slaves over that y'all said. Not to mention,
Africa ain't built no ship and came back over here and rescued one nigga, and Africans don't like us. Yeah, nigga, Africans don't fuck with us. They don't like us.
The British got in on the last couple of years of trading, because at the time that they were bringing Negroes supposedly out of Africa, there was nothing for them to do here yet. Not yet. Cotton don't come to the 1800s. 1808, they outlawed the export or import of people from Africa. It's outlawed. Like it was a law of the sea. We catch you with niggas on the boat, we gonna lock y'all up and set them free. Outlaw. So 1808, there were no more Negroes coming to America. How many were brought to North America? They say millions. A lie. That's a lie. So let's debunk that and let's get it out of our minds right now that any part of you came out of Africa. And this is nothing against our African brothers and sisters, but they know that also. That's why ain't not one fucking canoe been over here yet to get you.
Do you feel like that's why we can't progress, because we steadily chase a lineage or heritage or ethnicity that we have no real connection to?
You goddamn right, that's why we can't progress. We chasing a ghost.
And the crazy part is, y'all do all this West Africa, we were taken from West Africa, yet you never hear y'all talking about West Africa. Y'all always talking about Kemet and Egypt.
And some Americans are mocking the local Senegambian culture, mocking Islam, pushing Kemetic religion, which upsets the people a lot.
Y'all always talking about Kemet and Egypt, as if Kemet ain't up there on the East Coast, over there on the East Coast, and y'all some West Coast Africans. What make the niggas on the West Coast of America ain't got the same vibe as the niggas on the East Coast of America? What makes y'all think the West Coast Africans got the same vibe as the East Coast Africans? How y'all get stolen from West Africa, yet y'all always talking about Kemet and Egypt? How does that work? Come on, man, come on with all this Africa glorification, all this white man glorification, man, what he told y'all. I heard these Pan-Africans say, oh, we don't know our history as far as coming from Africa, because they wiped our history out. That sound like some shit the white man told you. That sound like the same shit they told you in school. Your parents, your people told you that. Your people told you they wiped your history out. Hell no, it was your fucking elders in your family that told you they came from right here. The white man told you they wiped your history out. All that monkey shit, all that circus monkey shit, all that Darwinism. Man, get up, man, go ahead and get up out of here with all that.
I'm from Africa, I'm from Crenshaw Mafia. Now you from Africa. I'm from Africa, you from Africa, you African booty scratcher.
Picture.
I'm the Indian. Henry, you should.
Are you an Indian? Yes, I'm Indian. Man, you don't know. I thought I'm Indian. Cherokee, 2/4 Seminole, and I got 4/5 Hiawatha. Wait a minute. Hiawatha was a woman. I can't help it. I got 4/5 of her.
I noticed that these Akatas, they know way more about the Indian tribes, the treaties, and everything about the Indians of this land. They know more about that shit than they do about their own family over in Africa. So I say, why y'all don't change it up on them niggas? I mean, I'm not debating no Akatas about my fucking bloodline.
Even Africa, they don't really accept American blacks. You know, they don't really like us.
There's a friction between American blacks and Africans.
Well, American blacks don't have no friction. They have a friction.
Yeah.
American blacks like everybody.
This is true.
We just like accept anybody come in our community. Oh, come on in, bring your store and all your goods and everything. We'll buy that shit. It might not be worth a damn, but we'll buy it. We'll support you.
Yeah, you're right. The racism comes from the African side.
Yeah, we don't have any of that. American blacks, I feel, have been giving away their stuff too long. You know, it's time for us to become more conscious about everything that we do, what we do with it, who we allow to get our money. And I think that once they do that, it's gonna be a big difference. But no, we don't have anything against them.
Hell no.
They have a friction against us.
He's right.
Right, but
he's so right.
So you're actually agreeing with this?
Damn right, because
you're African,
and I'm West African, Nigerian, but it's the truth. Because if you ever remember the movie Sugar Hill,
yep,
and there's a scene, where they're doing the thing with the drug dealer, and the guy said, "We can't work with Akata. We can't work with Akata." That's a word that they were calling the American blacks, Akata, the Nigerians. Akata is a word that they use for American blacks. And Wesley Snipes was like, yo, what is this Akata shit you keep calling us? And the guy goes, we don't want to work with cotton pickers. And then Wesley beats the shit out of them.
It won't work. We can't work with Akata. Akata. What is this Akata shit?
Like American?
Oh shit.
Cotton picker.
I'm not. I just won't. I just won't. Right? Here's my thing. Why don't y'all change it up on them niggas? Them niggas know more about the tribes. I listen to this shit. I listen to these niggas debate us about the tribes and the treaties and who we are not on this land, and y'all let them walk away. They don't tell y'all shit about who they are in Africa and why they're still here in America.
Ain't nobody fighting a white man, and he the one that hung and beat and tortured all our motherfucking asses. But he got everybody fighting each other though. Now guess what, y'all? These pan-Africans are agents of the white man.
Garvey's downfall began when he decided to meet with the leader of the Ku Klux Klan, Edward Young Clark, in 1922. Garvey actually shared the segregationist views of the Klan, as he sought a separate state for those of the African diaspora. He actually said, quote, "I regard the Klan, the Anglo-Saxon clubs, and white American societies as far as the Negro is concerned, as better friends of the race than all other groups of hypocritical whites put together." Other black civil rights activists were outraged. W.E.B. Du Bois said Garvey was, quote, "the most dangerous enemy of the Negro race in America and in the world."
If they really believed that Africa was the salvation and solution for their people, they would be over there, y'all.
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Now, for some reason, I think my opinion is hurting Black Americans' pan-African movement or something. Cause I got all these dudes talking about they pan-African, these ladies, they talking about they pan-African, and JT, you're wrong, and I'm like, hold on, I don't even know you niggas. I never been no fucking pan-African, nigga. Who the fuck is that? Oh yes, you messing up the community. What community? Nigga, I ain't never signed no contract with y'all. I'm independent black man, boy. I ain't go to Africa to be with no pan-African niggas. And I'm saying niggas now because y'all is showing that your level of education and that your unity to come and attack me, and most of you pan-African niggas live in America. Man, get the fuck out of here.
Don't tell me how beautiful your mansion is while you're renting out my basement. Don't tell me how beautiful your limousine is while you're riding in my Ford Expedition. Go get in your fucking limousine. Go home to your fucking mansion. Don't tell me about how much better your mansion or your car is while you're in my fucking house riding in my fucking car.
Ain't no way you in America bitching about how fucked up it is, and you saying Africa got all the solutions we need, but you ain't there though. The biggest pan-African platforms in the black conscious community don't even live in Africa. And you know what's so crazy about it? One of the greatest pan-Africans of all time, his name was Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Don't you know that the dude who created pan-Africanism, Marcus Garvey, never ever been in Africa a day in his life?
I'm not no fucking African. Number one.
That's another talk. That's an energy man. What are you?
You don't speak no African language. You don't eat no African food.
So what?
You don't wear no African
Who catch you on the street, nigga? No more.
About Africa, man. That's Sarnetta. Yeah, this Sarnetta talking. I'm not no fucking.
Y'all listen to this nigga?
None of you niggas know nothing about Africa. Let me finish talking. Let me finish talking. Yeah, let me say
No. Everybody be quiet. Hold on. You know I'm the fucking African. Hold on.
Go ahead, Sarnetta. I want to you niggas know nothing about no African. Y'all can claim Africa all you want. Them niggas look at y'all like a piece of shit.
Them brothers look at me like I was crazy. They don't claim us, we claim them. They don't claim us, we claim them.
I'm African. We was here before.
Well, they treated me just
y'all keep on saying we African. What the fuck does that mean? Ain't no such thing as I'm African. We was here before.
Well, they treated me just
because we the original American as well.
I'm not no fucking African.
Because we the original American as well.
I'm not no fucking African.
Because we the original American as well.
Y'all can claim Africa all you want. Them niggas look at y'all like a piece of shit. That's mine. Where all your scholars at? All your fucking scholars up there talking this African shit. We was here before Africa.
Because we the original American as well.
We was here before Africa. We was here before Africa. That's a baby fucking language. Alright? That shit is baby talk.
Oh man,
so we can really
I'm saying the more you open your mouth, God damn, did you saw that? Hold on, wait, hey, saw that? This brother Unc, yo, you my man, yo. For the listening audience, what language is here? What language is here? Hold on, Sarnetta. What language are you talking about? Since we not African, then who the fuck are we then, bro?
And y'all not no motherfucking African.
Cultural shock I saw coming here was definitely the lifestyle, because the lifestyle I saw of America, especially Los Angeles, was portrayed as a very rich lifestyle. And of course I came here as a student, and coming here, living here and seeing the reality of it, seeing different homeless people, disadvantaged people, was really a cultural shock for me, because I didn't expect to see that. And I guess also the way people were handling each other, because coming in as an African, I thought people were together. But since being here, I saw that there was a huge divide, or there is still a huge divide within the African American community themselves.
So now, with all of that said, you'll probably ask yourself, why does he seem so upset, so angry, so hostile about what he's speaking about? But that's simply because every day we wake up, we have to see our own people going at us. It's not the white man going at us. It's not the white man. It's our own people. Our own people who choose to follow the teachings of the white man. who the same white men who they say have lied to them and told them all the wrong information about who they are. This is why we're so upset. They get online every day making videos, making live broadcasts, disrespecting our ancestors right here on this land. All because the white man fed them a slavery story that doesn't even make sense. Gave them a monkey story about some monkey bones that doesn't even make sense. Told them that some Siberians and Asians came across the Bering Strait into America, and they put them in the circus and gave them all your benefits, your ancestors' benefits on this land as they took your ancestors' land, homes, tricked them out of their rights right here on their land. But of course, guess what they used? Other people that look just like them. It wasn't the white man. It was niggas that look just like you. Just like it is today with people like Umar Johnson. The nigga talks so much about Africa from America though. He's got so much African pride. But he lives here in America talking it. We don't respect it. And at some point, something has to be said. Now, we want to know from y'all, how real is y'all African pride? These same black folks will tell you that the white man lied to them about everything else, but told them the truth about Jesus and Africa. How real is y'all African pride? When you only have the pride as long as you're here in America. At what point do you go home with your African pride? That's the question. How real is your African pride from America? We don't respect it.
Man, that's a goddamn shame, son. You glorifying this goddamn continent, but you don't live on it. Boy, you's a goddamn fool, son. You pan-Africans always say it's cheaper to live over there. It's better to live over there. Your people over there. But guess what? But you ain't over there, you damn hypocrite.